Grace, it remains unclear if you run with the wind or are being overworked by handlers.
A little of both. Welcome, Inialos. You do know I have questions.
It seems there are 3 significant subjects before your Grace.
The first one being my chief agent, who also doubles as my best friend.
Who has recently been named heiress to the earldom of Brerindra?
It is as if she has aged before my eyes. Though differently than I have aged backwards, I wondered if you would even recognize me.
Look, ladies, there was so much scribe roll activity I had to hide the data from Talma to keep him from running off again.
Isn't this the truth?
Lady Audie, are you experiencing any physical discomforts?
Try and imagine yourself. A petite 16-year-old girl then turning into an overweight 40 years in less than 2 weeks. Actually, Audie, the last bunch of weight came on in the blink of an eye. Yes, right after you sneezed and caused a midsummer snow tempest.
Audie, watching the scribe rolls over time, my impression is that you took on too much of the other's burdens.
The princess is fearless, but fragile. I could let her damage to self.
Your Grace, I recall you two trying to raise a mizzen sail aboard the NSS Kurzakar, but a lot has changed since.
Huh. The good old days, eh, Carmen? Oh, but to know less and to wonder more again. Regardless, while I may appear about 12 years old, I am far from fragile, and wish to consider my second concern, which I believe may be solved in synchro with the other 2.
I hope we can talk about the Tree of Conjunction now. That will cure all 3 concerns, as she is one of them, along with Audie and your sister Enrietta. The reports I have received from Farina and Legolas indicates that she trusts the Order and adores Legolas, consoling her daily, but remains terrified of her losses and requiring a new hostess of extraordinary stature.
This is how I can save Audie. Loyalty to House Valmaxian arrives prior to living, and honour. Always must the crown prevail, and life yield in breadth. There never has, and nor will there ever be any other way.
Carmen, the Tree of Conjunction has no time at all. Can you both handle fractal dimensions?
Aye, Audie and I are uniquely qualified and able. The only time I am me again. Power without the pendant is easy.
Your Grace, Valmaxian was once an entire people.
Comrade Anelios, do you have the other ready?
Yo bro, watch it with the words like comrade, bad connotations.
Hard talking to you peeps. Face it, your Sanskrit sucks.
Don't sweat it. 1 eon, our successors will straighten that out.
So Anelios, you bring me some jams from Earth?
I did, but they are loaded onto a digital...
Oh, fuck that shit, man. You know I only want vinyl.
We shall get it right next time. I have the 3 secured.
Lady Adi, I wish we could help you here, but life is not that simple.
Audie, at the point of conjunction is where they may help out in the long term.
Adi, don't you or Enrietta worry. You don't age there. The Ariads will explain more.
Thank you, sir.
Lord Saibes, you must hasten. the tree could go mad.
Colonel Larenthaniel, is this a military takeover?
No, Your Grace. That is not my intention. However, for the well-being of our world, I do hope that we can agree to some changes.
There will be no bullshit here, Colonel.
Certainly not, as we are all on the same side here.
Agent Alidire?
I rather thought I was effective keeping the Earth women in line. Are you still my agent? Yes, and while I may not be the strongest bearer, my grade of kinesia is eligible for standing in a formation, which the Colonel believes may be necessary to calm the tree's turmoil.
Your Grace, do you believe my daughter can handle the transition?
Colonel, it would seem that exercising power is the only time she is herself. Know, sir, that when Shaban Brayrindra's daughter soon to ascend the throne, House Brayrindra is restored to its rightful place and ruling under the name Kurzar, the era of Jartel and Mika are concluded, and we will never go back. Mr. Maurizio, please tell me the story.
Thank you, Your Grace. I'm the executive at Kurzakar BCC. Inelios resigned from both his career in law enforcement and his teleshow on BCC. When a hostage he was trying to free got in a crossfire, took a shot from an officer's service dynamo, and died during a live broadcast, the shot should never have been fired. And I believe Enelios resigned due to being upset by the outcome. Until that moment, his record for hostage recovery was spotless. But in terms of commercial demand, I want him back on the telly, in a new and different role.
So, you're here today along with his personal manager?
Yes, and well, his girlfriend. The show proposed will be a dance composition between the common Kurzakarians, with audience participation to determine victors.
Strictly in confidence, sir. Colonel Laren has something up his sleeve regarding Inialos. Don't ask me what, because I am in the dark.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Reuben, I told you, your wife would make it home.
She is not known for wasting time.
Sir, did you smoke up all your doobage and hide the evidence?
Hell yeah. That was very nice, Inialos, and your lady is quite talented and charming.
With Enelios' star power, the show will go planet-wide.
I've liked the idea from the beginning, because I don't see it's going wrong like my cop show.
That really unsettles you. But then you run off to the Orion system and rescue my daughter and the princess in Regency.
They were equal partners, and you give me too much credit.
For some reason, Enelios, I don't believe that shit.
Good call, because neither do I.
Hey now, my client saw a female he was to rescue shot on live broadcast by an officer under his command. I aim to get back at him on a telly in a comfortable situation. I believe the Colonel has another idea, and maybe we should listen.
Lieutenant, I'm going to have to divulge your secret. unless we have this conversation in private. I remember you were fresh conscript at BAT, the biggest star rugby player from Kurzaka. You were a top Nibirin, aced your way through camp, while helping your fellow conscripts to muscle their way through, and mentoring other boys in A school. You didn't care who or where they were from. You wanted everyone fit to form cohesive units. And this is remembered by every career officer from common and nobles alike. All we officers knew you were a rare Nibirin by all of this alone. And one day it occurred to me to wave a detector at you to determine if my suspicions were true. Barley Maritzo, you attended BAT with Inialos, correct?
Yes, sir.
How might have BAT differed for you without him?
As a kid or adult, I've never been physically strong, but my mind has always stayed keen. Enalios taught me mind over matter, and I quickly became strong enough to pull through conscription duties.
It helps you are stronger than you think.
Barley, you have given me an inspiration today. I have an idea for you, which should prove more meaningful and life-changing than a dance show. Would you like to hear it and make a decision today?
Sir, I have that excited feeling I get when I'm about to strike gold.
The north end of the castle Ilse. Do you know what is there?
Sir, it is common knowledge that there exist structures predating the ancient planetary collision, a wellspring of old world power and a conjunction point between two universes.
Time is of the essence, and I want you to lead a crew to follow us to the point of conjunction and to save it.
A tele special?
Barley, I'm sending you on a naval vessel to Valian, where Dr. Jindu and a camera crew from NNN will meet and outfit you.
Dr. Jindu, my favorite history professor. Pardon my speaking up, but no press or media has ever been there.
Like an opportunity never had by history? Let's bust down on it.
This is too urgent to wait for your news crew in Faithlin City.
I will prepare Henri for the journey. No, baby.
What's so funny?
Knowing how hot I will be in the telebusiness. Introducing you onto the set as the girls' drill instructor.
They say the bloody army needs me.
To serve?
No, not like that, but still conscription.
The army wants you to play propagandist once more.
Once? We both know that this is again and likely not the last time.
So, now a 4-3 schedule and we don't even get a chance to wreck the bed again?
On my return, we will break the bed, burn it, then buy a new one.
Our return. Carmen and her team are along. I'm going with it.
Life would not be so good as it is without you helping to execute plans. Charming Lake Jartin. Inside the city, but it doesn't feel so.
Feels like Castle Isle, but more spread out.
Would you mind sharing the earliest plans for your reign?
Oh, become engaged to Telmar after Bat, marry following A school, then attend Valiant U after 2 years active.
Princess, I would like to thank you for your place in the Ordy's life.
Thank you, sir. She is the one friend I have had in this being. And all the better we are related. That brings to mind my first name change. I am Brerindra and not Valnaxian.
Princess, you may never realize how much that means to me.
Thank you, Uncle. Saigot could not have been more wrong writing me off as Valmaxian. Even though Mum died early in my life, I'm more Siobhan than Reuven. And to that, you can tie to. Uncle, when I first met Audi, I knew it was not possible for me to rule this planet without her. Now that I have lost her, I believe, or we both say, I may rule with your support.
How do you imagine me in this role? I will remind that I am a military Nibiran, not a politician.
I must beg to differ, as you rule the richest province in our world.
I do have a few administrative duties, but other than that, Brerinda has a full-functioning representative democracy.
As I'm sure you suspect, Uncle, I don't like the D word. I have my reasons and believe they are legitimate concerns. Also, Audi agrees, but always made sure my actions and policies wouldn't affect vulnerable Nibirans.
I have been observing policy since you were named in Regency, and the mixture has had positive effects throughout the social and monetary classes. Ordy helped with that.
She was my biggest influence outside of my stepmom and Catherine Plantagenet. Audi and I had a very limited area within which we could work, basically taxes and social welfare. We had no perfume over military spending or anything else.
I believe that the local control is best, and I have a hunch your opinions are based on PM Bagley's terms in office. That Nibiran is reason enough to place severe limits upon any future world-governing body.
Uncle, your wisdom is beginning to inform that a military fellow may be what Nibiru needs.
Dear niece, my Valiant U degrees are from the Officers' Training College. Do not allow my anecdotal gleanings from life give you cause to overestimate me. I do not believe I could make the face of your government.
Uncle, I will repartee your advice and urge you to not underestimate yourself. You could govern the world body better than most, and I do not wish to stoop and beg Dr. Jindu to take the post, the Queen's hand.
All right then. You just convinced me you'll be a serious ruler and have little room for an arse-kisser like Jindu. What is good for Nibiru is good for Brerinda Province, and we shall continue with your mixed policies of encouraging free enterprise, while protecting vulnerable Nibirans from both government and private industry.
Thank you, Uncle. Now allow me to point out my biggest influence, and the one Valmaxian I do respect, Jartel the Eighth. I wish to be seen in a similar light, ruling as an unconditional autocrat who protects all Nibirans from coercive forces standing in the path of liberty, business, hobbies, and individualism.
I used to listen at holidays. My great-grandparents waxing nostalgic about his reign. They only concluded there could never be another like him, be they a royal or elected official. You just might prove them wrong, and I will assist you in doing so. Would you like me to consult and work with your stepmom?
It would be best. I need to visit Audi before we leave. So, consider yourself my appointed Chancellor.
annoying about this side store we have to sit on. I haven't even sent it on the news desk. Could be explosive.
Don't want to cause any shit, huh, Bali? No big deal on my world, but with the matrilineal institutions holding such the upper hand on Nibiru?
To call it explosive may be overstating a degree, and cowardly journalists never get anywhere. Bali, swallow the anxieties and send it in a file coupled to a timer. Let the story explode after we leave Valian.